And that's moving up and down.
That's good, isn't it?
Oh, isn't it?
Hello, greetings, hola.
Hola.
Greetings from Ibiza.
¿Qué tal?
The song has actually come out for the first time in a week. Not that we're complaining.
No, we're not.
But what a week it has been. So if you haven't heard this podcast before, it will be chaotic. The sound quality probably won't be very good. And I have quite an annoying voice, but we're here for ADHD Awareness. Here we are. So this week has seen the proper launch of ADHD AF Plus charity.
It has.
The first in-person peer support group to connect and empower ADHD adults of marginalised genders in Scotland, England and Wales. The first one started in Aberdeen. Where it all began, as is only right.
Silver City.
With the wonderful Kirsty Mason volunteer facilitating.
Well done, Kirsty.
Thank you very much, Kirsty, and thank you to all involved.
Yeah.
So that is a monthly support group. The next one will be the first Wednesday. Well, it'll be the first Wednesday of every month. There are more details about that on adhdafplus.org.uk, and there'll be links to everything in the show notes. But this is what we aim to be a monthly Most ADHD Things episode. But it's been a couple of months because it's been a hell of a couple of months. So again, if you've not listened before, massive trigger warning. My mum passed away in January. So we've had a hellish few months. And I'll be honest with you, I am griefy AF today, but that is all the more reason to try and have a little bit of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So each Saturday, I ask the followers of ADHD AF podcast on socials and the peer support community online, the membership, what the most ADHD thing they've done is. And this is some of our favourite most ADHD thing entries from listeners, followers and community members. We share these to eradicate the shame of the ridiculous situations that ADHD can get us into. Not only that, sharing those posts connects ADHDers because it validates the experiences, it normalizes the experiences, and it also makes people not just go, oh my gosh, me too, but hopefully makes them speak to each other so that they get that invaluable peer support, make connections, know that they are not alone, and we can all learn from, lean on each other and have a giggle in the name of ADHD awareness. So I feel like I've been talking for a million years.
No, it's about 10 minutes.
Just about 10 minutes. I really am very, very sad today, so it feels really strange.
3 minutes, 20.
Okay. It feels really strange to be doing this, but we need a giggle.
Yeah, we do.
So this is my husband. His name is Big because he's really bloody big. 6'8", the bastard. The big bloody bugger. So Big is here to read these with me.
I can't believe you just called me a bastard.
You're not a bastard. You're wonderful.
You're wonderful.
You've been helping me so much and looking after me, so thank you. Right, let's dive into it before I start lamenting about sad things. Let's crack on.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Right, you're going to start.
Okay, so the first one is from John_Hill on Insta. So the first ones will be Insta, the second lot will be Facebook, and the third lot will be Discord, private community. And actually, just to say before I dive in, one more thing.
Go on.
ADHD presents differently in every single individual. If you have or suspect you have ADHD, if any of these points that we share don't sound anything like what you're experiencing, please don't let that invalidate your experience. If you are somebody that is listening to find out more about ADHD, just remember we can never generalize. All people with ADHD are different. We experience similar symptoms in different ways, and how they impact us can change and fluctuate throughout our lifetime. So if this doesn't sound like you, that doesn't mean you don't have ADHD. And if it doesn't sound like ADHD to you, if you don't think, well, that doesn't sound like a very ADHD thing, it's the most ADHD thing to that person.
Yes.
And one of the greatest joys of doing this is when people say, actually, I just did something absolutely ridiculous that would have made me so upset, but I remembered the most ADHD thing exists and I've come onto socials to share it and now I can laugh about it. So that's what it's all about. Eradicating shame and connecting the ADHD community with humour whilst raising awareness. Let's go.
Let's go.
So John_Hill on Instagram. Spent ages searching online for the perfect Valentine's card for my partner. I was so excited when I found the perfect one, only to discover when it arrived that I'd ordered a birthday card.
Aww.
Details, hey?
Details. Tori Hayes
had to do the dishes, but had to put away the other dishes first. Got annoyed with the chaos of my cabinet, so decided that needed to be cleaned out before I put the dishes away. Ended up painting the cabinets while I was there. Bloody hell. Still haven't done the dishes. And now I'm sitting on the floor next to all the pans I pulled out to clean and paint the cabinets listening to ADHD podcast. I mean, that's
That's a lot to
incredible,
read.
isn't it?
Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing.
And well done for painting.
Painting, that's brilliant. Ella's House of Colour. I had my assessment today and got my official diagnosis.
Whee!
Yes, Ella. Massive congratulations.
Red Hot Llama Comedy. Great name. I like to imagine a field of really hot llamas.
Red hot,
telling hilarious jokes. Being edgy. I woke up at 6. Outside was night. I panicked because I had to change a flight home at 6, dashing around, trying to pack my things, having a mini panic attack. I rang my friend to say I've slept in and missed my flight home, to which she said, honey, it's 6 a.m, your flight's not till 6 p.m. Jesus, it was a heart attack on steroids. Yeah, that's got to be alarming, hasn't it?
Oh gosh, happy tat. I usually cut my own hair. I have a short bob. I know, we met. I've been doing it myself for 5 years and it always looks pretty good. But on Friday, I went a bit far. I hacked out huge layers and went a lot shorter. It was like, I went a bit demonic. I decided to forget about it, didn't mention to family. I just washed it and went to bed. But when I woke up, it actually looked awesome because I'd layered it. It was like a wavy, short 1920s bob. I'm super happy with my accidental demonic haircut.
Well, there you go.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Impulsivity for the win. Sometimes.
Aerialist Angela, in bed watching Netflix on my iPad, rolled over to go to sleep and didn't know why all of a sudden I was soaking wet and cold. Decided to prop a can of Iron Brew up against myself on the bed instead of on the table. I did think, is this smart? That's not safe, but convinced myself I'd be careful. I forgot it existed until it was pouring out all over me on the bed. Oh,
not your Iron Brew, hen! Isabella _Kashina _Rose. The other day, I went to shut the door to my living room before bed and it wouldn't shut. I was so confused, and after I inspected it, I called my landlord. My landlord sent a repairman the next day and he found a marble wedged under it. I was mortified. You've been playing marbles. At least you haven't lost them.
No, aren't we? Classy Bird 28, that's me. No, it's not me. Classy Bird 28 kicked a heavy bass at the side of the swimming pool after getting out. It's there all the time. One broken little toe. Oh, got a third break for that toe. Need to level up because the other little toe has only been broken twice. I've broken my little toes several times.
Yeah, same.
Oh God,
it's the worst.
Horrible.
It's the worst pain. And the thing is, as well, I've done it that many times that my little toenails are weird. Yeah. They kind of grow outwards in weird directions because they've been knocked that many times. Ugh! Maz Poke thought my car had been stolen with my daughter in it. Jesus Christ. When I came out of the shop, she's 14, I soon realised I walked to the shop and my daughter was at home. I genuinely, for a good 3 seconds, thought she'd been kidnapped. She was at home the whole time. Well, thank goodness.
I mean, that is a relief, isn't it?
Mindfully _Moody. Search the whole house for my glasses. They're on my head.
Good.
Yep.
Well, at least you didn't. They think they've been kidnapped. Livy does life. I went for a swimming lesson, and when I turned up, the teacher told me I wasn't on the list. So I was like, oh God, I've forgotten to confirm my booking. Turns out I was queuing up on the wrong side of the pool for a completely different class. It's probably _me. I ignored all my responsibilities to spend time on my new hobby. Absolutely. Great. Prioritising. Honestly, absolutely. Eleanor Amy Wilkinson, I booked a table for 3, not 2. I panicked at the restaurant check-in and just went along with it. Much to the confusion of my mum, I sat there in complete shame as my mum decided to go to waiting staff and say the table was booked for 2, not 3 people. I thought that by telling the waiting staff I'd accidentally booked 3, they would shout at me and get angry. That wasn't the case. They were all really sweet about it. Your RSD is well and truly a really shit daydream. It is, Emma. It's really shit daydreams. Yes. Thank you for giving my catchphrase. Do you know, it's really funny because in my head I'm like, how far would you have taken it? Like, if your mum hadn't have come out with it, would you have bought an extra meal and a drink? Yeah. Yeah, they'll have a Coke. They'll get here in a minute. They'll be here soon. Oh, bless you. And yes, really, really shit daydreams. But do you know what? It kind of makes me think of when we go anywhere, if something isn't right and I go up and say, you know, this room is too loud, my husband didn't sleep or something like that, you really get
really RSD about it. You don't like it if I complain.
That's born from my evil aunties, though, as a child. Essentially doing things deliberately to make me feel awkward and embarrass me. They used to make me answer the telephone when it was ringing on television. All the time, and I would always, I was like, till I was like 12 or something. No, I wasn't that old, but
it was hard enough being such a giant kid as it was.
I used to do all sorts of things. Just to, like really embarrass me in shops and things.
Anyway, we digress. Narnia Harvey. Yesterday, I sent someone a kind of garbled text message. Then I sent them another kind of garbled text message in an attempt to clarify. Both were left unread, and now my RSD is really bad. Oh, bless you. Really shit daydreams. They might be RSDing, that they don't understand what you've sent them.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh God, why haven't I figured it out?
Yeah.
Bless.
I agree. Diverse Skincare UK. I bought 4 family members Thai massage vouchers for different days at different times. I had to print out the vouchers, write the days and times that aligned with their online bookings. I think you can guess the rest of the story. They were very understanding when they turned up at the same appointments, and I had them all mixed up. Oh dear.
Still, thought that counts.
Yeah.
I'd love a Thai massage.
I'd love a Thai massage.
Oh. Castle of the Sea. Worked for weeks on a big grant proposal. Spent all this time with the team finessing the words to be just right. Start copying the answers in 30 minutes before the deadline and realise there's a 300-word limit. Please don't even start with me with word limits. That's my worst nightmare. The most stressful editing I've ever done in my life. I looked at the application so many times. How did I miss the word limit?
Yeah.
Because we shouldn't be constrained, us wordy people. We need to use as many bloody words as we like. That's why. Yeah. I hope you got it through though.
Definitely. Her level up era, slept through my alarm, then was highly fucking agitated.
I like this already. Go on.
To be stuck behind someone with the pace of a snail. Then drove past my turn off twice. Got back home, remembered I needed to take my tablet as I'd forgotten when I woke up. Took tablet, had a phone call from son's school, and gave in-length backstory of family breakdown when she was only asking about homework. Then due to the sudden mouth like super glue and feeling buzzing, I realised in fact I had taken the tablet and had gone to have a second.
Oh, bless you. I'm glad you were all right. Do you know, it's not just when people walk slowly, because sometimes I walk slowly, but it's the one that bugs me is when people walk next to you. Mm. And it's just like, we're not on a date.
Yeah.
In front or behind.
I think you don't like it when I walk next to you. And also you don't ever walk slowly.
No, I do.
I've never seen you walk slowly.
No, like I do walk really fast, yeah.
You do. You're like a little walking machine.
Well, if I'm going somewhere, I just want to get there. Get on it.
Yeah, I like to enjoy my time, take the view in, have a stop, sit down for a minute.
I know, but if you like.
And you're halfway around the band. I'm still in Caladabu or whatever, and you're in Golden Buddha.
It's just, if you're going for a leisurely stroll, then yeah, take in the sights. But if you're going from A to B, let's go.
Get there.
Gotta get there.
Got to get there.
Grace Wood. Hiya, Grace. Grace jumped out of a plane for ADHD Plus.
Bloody impressive.
I know. So I went to the gym at 10 a.m, have to book a session for 10:15. Was wondering why my card wouldn't let me in, but let my friend in. Went to reception. She said I had booked for 12:15, so it wouldn't let me in yet. I proclaimed that it let my friend in, not really processing what she'd said. Rebooked the correct time, and my friend proceeded to tell me I'd booked a session 2 hours later than I was there. The poor receptionist probably thought I was a bit silly. And then I left a car park earlier, couldn't find my phone in the car park, was sure I took it out of my coat pocket, stopped in the middle of a quiet road and searched aggressively, looked in the front and under the seats. I found it on the roof of the car.
Goodness me.
Oh, Grace.
Darren Smith. 310.
That's our Darren. That's our Dazza.
That's our Dazzaroo.
We'll come back to Darren at the end. Darren, go on, Darren.
Last minute work trip to Arizona next week and had to book all through our work platform, all booked and approved, and now just the airport parking that needs to be done direct. When putting all the details in, I suddenly realised I'd booked my return flight 1 day later than I should have and will now miss my daughter's birthday. Oh, Darren, no.
Darren, so if you haven't heard the previous episode of ADHD AF, it is Darren who runs the big ADHD fundraiser, but absolutely fine because the logistics are being handled by Beth instead. Jokes. Right. Maddie talks money. Accidentally booked 2 sets of tickets to go and see a band and left it too late to sell them. Boo!
0505 Julie. I am a teacher and my school has just had Ofsted. My subject had a deep dive, so I had a 45-minute interview and 3 lesson observations. My head told me they were really pleased with the feedback he got about me and thanked the inspector for making adaptations for my ADHD. In my head, I was thinking, adaptations? He never made any. Oh, hang on. I was rapping and dancing in my interview to help me explain what I had been teaching reception, and he looked shocked, but then started smiling. Maybe it was that.
Maybe it was that. Yes. Went all the way to the city centre for book club, only to realise I got the date wrong, and it was actually on Wednesday, not Tuesday. This was discovered when the host posted on their story that they were excited for book club. Oh, bugger.
Oh, dear. Emelina impulsively ordering expensive new trainers and getting the delivery notification the day I got distracted going down the stairs and missed the last steps, resulting in a broken ankle.
Oh, no!
Meaning I can only wear one of said trainers for at least the next 4 weeks till the cast comes off. Oh, God.
Bless you. R2D2 Vixen. Is that like RSD2? Bought a manual treadmill thinking it was a folding walking pad, not realising how big and bulky it was.
Wow. Little Joel CFC bought another notepad to write about my thoughts and feelings. Let's see how many times I use it or lose it. Good point.
Ingrid Eveline 83. I was telling my friend about my new over-ear headphones and you swiped the cup for next. Not next. Wait, what? Thanks, brain. We had a good laugh about it, though.
Circus Chrissy. Well, last week I forgot to shave one leg the week before that never washed my hair, but this week wins as I tried to get in my bath fully dressed. That counts as doing laundry, right? Yes, I think so.
Go on, Chrissy. Connie BW said I'll put the food shopping away, set a timer to make it fun, as I don't want to do it, ended up ignoring the timer and reorganising the cupboards whilst I ignored putting the shopping away.
Very good. Ian Hepworth made a coffee, thought that's gone cold quick. I never drink a drink at the temperature it was made at because of that thing. I had used cold water.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's, yeah.
Abby Gibbs 35 booked my holiday for the wrong week and wondered why work kept calling.
Steph.x.carter. A couple of kitchen incidents. Got home early from work and decided to put some soup on in the slow cooker. Excellent. I've got all evening for it to cook. I'll batch it up before I go to bed. Couldn't work out why I was so freaking hungry getting ready for work the next day. Oh yes, it's the delicious smell of caramelised soup that's wafting through my house. Also the laundry that had to be redone twice because I failed to hang it out. And the day I came home to a super toasty warm kitchen as the oven had been on. Oh my God.
For a day or two?
Yeah. AI needs to bring me an ADHD kitchen assistant.
Oh, that would be good. Red Punk Social. So this week's special has been sharing variations of regular life statements such as, hey babe, why don't you sit down and put your feet up, which came through my neurodivergent filter as, hey babe, why don't you sit down and chop your feet off? Yeah. There have been many ADHD blinders this week, which has made for really funny, colourful conversations, which I could have written down but forgot because of ADHD.
Pixie Retro, I lost my wedding ring 2 years ago. I've spent so many hours tearing my house apart in search of where I misplaced it. Well, last night I was changing knobs on my jewellery armoire. Sorry, I've never thought I would say changing knobs on my jewellery armoire. But I have now, so thank you, Pixie Retro. I will continue. Well, last night, I was changing knobs on my jewellery armoire, and there it was. The only reason I think I finally saw it is I dropped part of the knob into the drawer and landed next to the ring. So some might say this was a glitch in the Matrix. I know this one was ADHD. I think that was my favourite one to ever read. Thank you.
ADHD pandemonium. Realised today I've been wearing my old glasses for at least 2 days. Came home from work, everything felt kind of fuzzy, like not quite in focus, and I felt a bit dizzy. Oh, bless you. Realised it felt a bit like when I got new glasses, when I replaced my old glasses. I got nearly an identical pair. Tried them both, and yep, been wearing the wrong glasses. No idea how long, but it's been at least 2 days. Not been sleeping super well, so just put things feeling a bit off down to feeling a bit tired and possibly coming down with a cold. Feel like this is the complete opposite issue to always losing your glasses, having too many.
Yeah, too many glasses.
And identical at that.
Yeah, indeed. Crumbs for Cookies decided to do a tip run. One of my favourite things. Loaded the car up.
You could have seen Big's mates, Rach.
Oh, honestly. They are.
He is a regular down at the tip in Aberdeen. They love him.
Yeah, well, they've probably forgotten me by now.
Never,
no. They wouldn't have forgotten me, would they?
No.
We were so close. Decided to do a tip run. Loaded the car up because it all had to fit. and why do more runs than I need to? Bent the axle. Now I need to take it to the garage.
Oh, no!
Oh, no, you bloody hell. That's a lot of weight.
It really is.
Yeah.
So Rach does Tarot Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
In the community and the online peer support community body doubling sessions on a Tuesday morning. We get tarot cards and they're always freakishly accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, that's not good about your car, Rach.
No.
Hope you got it sorted. So Rani_SVH broke apart on my vacuum cleaner. Was sure I had a replacement for it, but couldn't find it anywhere. Decided impulsively to buy a brand new vacuum cleaner. 2 days later, found the replacement part for the old one. The ADHD tax is kicking my ass. Bless you. It's kicking mine 24/7 as well, mate. We're not alone.
Alexandra Kearney was all set to finish work at 5:30, then also start a shift at my second job at 5:30. Totally forgot to factor transport into this plan. Just immediately arrived.
Click your heels.
Cling.
_Jessan33_ spontaneously changed, edited and improved a painting a loved one had gifted me as it was huge and hideous. Realised 2 days later it was a terrible decision, and what if that loved one comes to visit and expects to see it? Now RSDing so hard and don't even know if I can hang it up as it gives me anxiety. Everyone is saying they won't realise, or it's a big thing to gift someone a half a wall size painting without consulting them first. So do what you like with it. I know this, but still RSDing and trying to think of solutions to enjoy the new and improved painting. What didn't help also was my partner was like, you don't want to overwork it. He was trying to be supportive and encouraging me to step away for a bit. All us ADHDers know what that comment does to us. Hell yeah! Oppositional defiant disorder is a very commonly co-occurring condition of ADHD, as is pathological demand avoidance, more commonly occurring with autism, but with autism being the most commonly occurring condition of ADHD. I believe it's 70% of ADHDers also have autism. You know, it could be either or. But yeah, don't tell me what to do! Oh, bless you. Do you know what I think the answer is? Just take it away if you don't like it and put it under something and then get it out again when they're coming round.
Yeah.
That sort of cover it at the same time. I don't know.
I feel there's quite a lot to unpack in this. I would like to know what it looked like.
Yes, that's true.
I want
Can you send us a before and after picture, please?
I want dimensions, height and width, what the subject matter was, what the medium, was it oil, water? You know, you just... Please, just let us know.
Let us know more.
I don't want photo evidence. I don't want you to get in trouble. Okay,
I want to see what
just for private
the improvements
use.
were.
Yeah, not public. I don't want it to get you in trouble. Is what I'm saying with the loved one who.
Yeah, DM.
Just please, thanks. Caitlin Galloway told my husband about the surprise I had planned for Valentine's Day because I got too excited.
I always do that.
Yeah, you're terrible.
I've planned a surprise for you, but I really need to know that you actually want it.
Yeah.
So can I just tell you what it is?
Yeah. Here's your present. I hope it fits, and I hope it's the right colour because I knew you really wanted this special hat that I bought you, or whatever. Not that you.
Oh yeah. But I always start a present with, I bought you this thing and I'm really excited about it. And if I've managed to keep it a secret, I give it to you and say, but you know what? If you don't like it, you can just send it back. It's okay if you hate it.
It's all right if you don't like this. Just take it back. But that's what I asked for. Yeah, no, but if you don't like it, you send it back.
Danielle.nv forgot about a conversation I'd had with my boss. Oh dear, I hope you didn't get in trouble.
Yeah. Life of Zand. Organised and paid for a group outing to a board games cafe as a friend's birthday gift. Barely joined in because I can't process verbal instructions, get too distracted and have zero competitive nature. This is not the first time.
Honest to God. Apart from the fact that you organised the event, I could have written that myself.
Yeah.
I sit down to play a game. I'm like, I'm bored now. I literally keep forgetting what we're supposed to do. When you tell me what to do, I sort of want to know why or can't be bothered or can't process the words.
Yeah.
And then if I actually get stuck into it, I'm not competitive anyway. I literally don't give a shit who wins.
Yeah.
So it's like, literally, there's no point in playing games. Connie BW. I can't be bothered cleaning the kitchen, I hear you. Sat on the sofa, right, set a timer, run around like a loon. I can do this. Fun. Husband saying, you're either 0 or 100 miles per hour springs to mind, 100%. But I think it's funny as well because you always say that motivation can follow action. So it's like, if I wake up and I'm like, right, okay, I'm just going to clean this one thing. Well, then you get motivated to clean more things and you go into an absolute... cleaning frenzy. Not often,
Dervish.
but it happens sometimes.
Spirited_mama. Ahead of a drive from Edinburgh to Reading, by way of avoiding the baking, packing, cleaning and work tasks that needed to be done on Thursday afternoon, I went to B&Q and bought a new toilet seat to replace the one that broke 8 years ago. It's got the ocean on it though, so I'm really happy about it.
There's a lot there and I'm loving it all. Thank you for sharing. Kristen _27_. Kristen is in Melbourne. She does our Power Half Hour Down Under.
Wow.
Yeah, on a Monday night if you're in the UK. But it's Tuesday morning if you're in Australia. I think I've got that the right way around.
Could I make a request that she calls me a flaming galah?
You could. I'm sure she would be more than happy to oblige.
Please, Kristen.
But yeah, Kristen, how you doing? What's she saying? For the first time ever, I dreamt about time blindness and it stressed me out. I was meant to be getting on a plane and could see the time passing and was shouting at people. I had to go while simultaneously throwing things around my room and packing. And was there enough time to drive there? And it's an international flight, so we need longer, and it costs $500 to change it. And why can't I leave now? And it was actually a nightmare. Stressed me out when I woke up.
Wow.
I have dreams like that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to get somewhere and I can't get there. There's loads of obstacles in my way and I'm late. It's really, really stressful. And then you wake up and it's actually fucking true.
Yeah. Emily Max, it's Monday in Australia and I didn't turn up for work because I thought it was an afternoon shift.
Bugger.
Oh dear.
Ian Hepworth drove the wrong way down a one-way street.
Well, that's Eleanor Amy Wilkinson. Didn't check my car key batteries, went out for a night out, got my car at midnight, keys didn't work, had to call a friend to let me crash at hers at 1 a.m. Oh no.
PXXX 2013 got hyper-focused creating a new playlist while sitting looking at the work I should have been doing. Then start work at 10 p.m. and it's already self-sabotage because it's too late to be firing off emails.
Yep. So this one's from Laura is ADHD AF.
Who's that? She sounds like a legend.
She sounds like a really cool person. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. I was going to do something silly, but there's nothing.
Go on, do my voice.
No.
Go on, please.
I can't do your voice.
Try.
For the pleasure of Valentine's Day, breathing down my neck. I can't. That's ridiculous.
Go on,
it's like bullying you. I can't bully you
I've
with your
given
voice.
You permission.
I don't want your permission. I refuse. Felt the pressure of Valentine's Day breathing down my neck. Researched all the restaurants. Couldn't decide for a change. Booked 3 to give more time to decide. Then realised I'm not all going out, so cancelled all 3. And funnily enough, I did exactly the same in Anti-Valentine's Day episode of the podcast 2 years ago. Will I ever learn?
No.
Have you ever learned?
No.
Wait, was that you?
That was me.
What?
Karina Hensbury. Well, I found a lime in my cupboard this week, and now I just want to sing a lime.
A lime in the coconut.
Put the lime in the coconut. And caught myself putting my cup in the spice cabinet when I meant to heat up my coffee in the microwave. But the best one? I couldn't find my toothbrush last night. I'd taken the holder out of the bathroom to wash it. I looked everywhere. The shower, my kids' bathroom, even the kitchen. I finally found my toothbrush inside a big bottle of mouthwash.
Okay.
I thought it was my kids playing a prank, but they swore it wasn't them and said, ADHD. Apparently, my brain was on autopilot and found a place to stick my toothbrush despite there being no holder on the sink. I have zero recollection of doing it. Like, bloop.
Yeah, got that in there. Menty. Gemma _Dizzle. Months ago, I bought an anti-scratch spray online as my cats keep attacking my carpet and furniture. Today I realised it is in fact spray for my cat's skin to stop them scratching their own itchy skin. Oh dear.
My _wandering_days. Been diagnosed with ADHD, bought 5 books about ADHD, not opened a single one yet.
Happy tat. At my friend's 40th birthday celebration lunch yesterday, I mentioned it was my birthday recently too, and added it was my 50th, and the whole table erupted in apologies that I didn't know. Then I remembered it was actually my 51st. Luckily, they're all good friends and know what I'm like.
I tried to figure out literally a couple of days ago how old I was, and I really couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm 42 this year. Is that right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Coffee, yes, and blank stares. It's our Kimmy in Manchester. The RSD has been kicking my ass this week. Oh no. Someone at work snapped at me and I've cried about it 3 times ever since, and I'm currently in an RSD spiral. Oh no. Because I realised I spent nearly a month making a blanket for my nephew, and I've just realised it's been nearly 6 weeks since they got it. and my brother-in-law, sister-in-law haven't even acknowledged it. So obviously that means they hate both me and the blanket, and I should never have spent my time making gifts ever again because what I make is terrible. Oh no, don't think that. It will be incredible. They've just forgotten to send you a thank you. And
I'll have a blanket.
Well, look, we'd love your blankets, Kimmy. Get them on the Emporium. They'll be fantastic. Oh, Kimmy, really shit daydreams. I hope you got your thank you from your forgetful brother and sister-in-law, but very likely very grateful. And I hope that the person at work has stopped being such a bastard. Or I'll tell him what for. How about that?
Ooh, you're right.
Ooh, fight and talk.
ADHD mum rules. I thought it said memories. What's that? ADHD memories.
Let me get my hand.
ADHD mum rules. I tried to.
Sorry. Go on, sorry.
ADHD mum rules. I tried to make pancakes. Once I had all the Once I had all the dry ingredients in the bowl, I discovered I only had one egg when I needed 2 eggs. So I measured out half of the ingredients to use instead. Then I thought I would whisk the egg white to make it fluffier, but tripped over an abandoned slipper on my kitchen floor and dropped the bowl with the 1 egg I had on the floor, spattering myself and my kitchen with egg in the process. By the time I cleaned it up, I burnt the pan, so I'd set the heat on the hob because I'd forgotten about it. And then Grandpa went to throw the dry ingredients away, but I forgot there was no bag in the bin covered in flour. I made coffee instead.
It doesn't stop, does it?
It doesn't stop. Good.
Can I offer you an egg in these trying times?
An egg in these trying times.
But you know what that reminds me of? Was when we first started going out, we made pancakes, and I flipped a pancake, and you instinctively stuck your foot out and caught it off.
The pancake flew out, and because it missed the pan, didn't it? And it was going to hit the floor, so I thought I'd stick my foot out and catch it on my foot.
And then you just stood there with 1 foot out.
1 foot and a pancake on my shoe. I always stick my feet out to catch things. It's really dangerous.
So it's our Dazza again. It's Darren from the Big ADHD Fundraiser who says, I booked Friday and Monday off for a long weekend for my birthday. On the Wednesday before, I was asked if I was doing anything at the weekend. My reply was, nothing special. Totally forgetting I'd booked the days off and that it was my birthday. On Thursday, I had a call from the hospital asking if they could change my operation date, and I agreed, resulting in a pre-op appointment on the Friday, my actual birthday, and the op on the Monday. That was the end of my long weekend, but at least I didn't have to book last minute time off. Oh, bless you. Mate. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, pre-op. Sophie Kent. Late for my midwife appointment because I drove to Asda instead of the surgery, though. Best part is you have to pass the surgery to get to Asda. Not good.
Do you know what? When I remember being in a lesson, we were learning, it was a history lesson, we were learning about Florence Nightingale. It was the first time I heard the word midwifery. Yeah. And for some reason, I just found the word so funny that I literally pissed myself for the entire lesson laughing and got sent out.
It is a good word.
Midwifery. Sophia.Isabel, CB. I was so worried about being late for a train that I accidentally left my house at 8:40 instead of 9:40, and I only realised when I got to the station and couldn't get on my train. I guess that's almost anti-ADHD, but I'm so constantly worried I'll be late. That's very true. Good point. True. Some of us are always late, and some of us are so anxious about being late, we overcompensate by being ridiculously early. Indeed. But ADHD tax either way, because you could miss the train, or you could have to wait around for an hour and waste time. Yeah. That could have been spent in bed. Been.
Bethany_Ashley_Smith. Got blood round the whole house 3 days in a row because I cut my finger zoning out and cooking. Then every time I took the plaster off, blood went everywhere again.
Oh no! Hannah, ADHD therapist, made up a random set of answers to a stranger's question when they decide to invade my quiet coffee in a cafe. Felt way too awkward to explain my chaotic life and didn't want to make them feel awkward, so it was easier to tell a story. So yeah, these are Facebook answers. Thank you to all our Instagram legends.
Gem Clack Photography accidentally submitted my ADHD assessment questionnaire half done. Whoops. If anything, that should tell them.
With flying colours.
Yep.
She did actually get her ADHD diagnosis and sent me a really lovely message.
Well, there you go. That's good.
Because she was already ADHD AF. I'm just going to take this moment to say the very important point. Self-diagnosis is valid. And it absolutely has to bloody well be, because there are many of us that have been misdiagnosed Gatekept, getting an assessment, and literally hundreds of thousands on waiting lists waiting to be diagnosed. So self-diagnosis is valid. Hannah bought a lotto, stopped at a gin sample station, selected one to try, proceeded to choke on it after a sip, was given water due to choking, and threw the water back too vigorously, splashing it.
Oh, dear.
Sorry. Threw the water back too vigorously, splashing it over my face and neck instead, laughed and backed away, hilariously uncool in every situation. Oh, I love it, Anna. And another one from Hannah. Waited an eternity for my cake to bake, then realised I hadn't actually pressed start on the oven, popped it in the fridge to try again the next day. Bless you. She's having a mare, Hannah.
An absolute mare, covered in gin and water. Gold cakes, mixture. Anyway, Tracy 2 went looking for my laptop, even went as far as checking location on Find My Phone, and it was in front of me. I just popped the lid down.
Rachel Saxby, almost missed my flight because my partner, undiagnosed ADHD, and I, diagnosed ADHD, were too busy people watching and whinging about how bored we were after a 2-hour flight delay. Thank goodness you made it.
Relatable. Kelly Marie Hillman. Well, it was last week, but I thought I turned up to my eye appointment 10 minutes early, but turns out I was like 50 minutes late.
Oh, boo. Emma Rose Lowry, hyper-focused on my 30th birthday party by throwing together everything in 24 hours, Canva poster, decorations and all, when it was just supposed to be a casual family get-together and I didn't even want an event to begin with. I love it. You know, crunch time is when I normally do my best work.
Yeah.
Hope you had a brilliant party.
Dawn Simpson received an invitation weeks ago for a party. I had it in my diary.
Was it said party that she threw together?
Hi. Looked at the invite regularly for weeks saying, I must not forget that party. Anyway, I forgot it. I'm sorry. Oh dear, Dawn.
She went to all that last minute effort to make the decorations and everything. Anna Laird, I spent all week doing things where I think I should put that up on the ADHDF page when they do their What's the Most ADHD Thing You've Done post, and every time I forget. Does that count? It does, but you could just go to an old one. So there's always a Most ADHD Thing post, so you don't need to wait for a Saturday. Anytime, any day.
Yeah.
There are loads of them. Nearly 3 years worth coming up.
Wow, that's a lot, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Sarah Griffin. I asked my toddlers to come to me so I could put sour cream on them. I meant sun cream. Gave my colleagues a good laugh. Yes. Come here, children. You must...
It's time to be sour creamed.
Come and let me apply the sour cream to you.
Nikki Wilson got my tax return in on time. She's got a screenshot. Look at this.
23.59, 31st. Wow, that's very...
Go on, Nikki.
Yeah.
We love a deadline.
Tracy Wilkes put an advert for a meet-up with my Late Bloomers UK group for tomorrow and said it was at St James and not St Martin's, where it is actually going to be. I tagged over 1,000 members.
Oh, bless you.
Trace.
Oh, well, I hope that Late Bloomers UK got to where they were meant to be. And they're a brilliant group for, late bloomers. People coming out later in life.
Yes.
And coming together for this new chapter in their life.
Yeah.
And interestingly, Trace, who very kindly shared her story at Flackstock and at the Brighton show, it was really in unmasking, in discovering her neurodivergence and unmasking, that she realised she was gay all along.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Late Bloomers UK on Facebook, peeps. Christine Moutley, managed to dislocate my ankle in my sleep. Hope you're okay.
Samantha Facer, right now, setting myself timers to try and focus to get things done, but working straight through the timers because I make my own rules and I'm hyper-focused on the task I'm on. I want to say hi from Pennsylvania, USA. I started listening to your podcast over a year ago, but didn't actually listen religiously until about December 2024. I'm on episode 19, I think, and can't get over the feeling of validity I have from listening. From your podcast, I've learned what RSD is, I have it, and how much I need body doubling. Never knew what it was called. I just knew I struggled to get things done without someone in the room with me. I'm working hard to spread awareness and talk about my struggles. I'm an art teacher, so a creative here, and hope to get my master's degree in art therapy to be able to better help others cope and feel not feel alienated. I was diagnosed at the age of 37. I'm 38 now, medicated and still struggling to feel a bit less of my ADHD symptoms. Thank you for your podcast.
Oh, thank you, Samantha. That's really lovely of you to share all of that. And amazing work, using your work to spread awareness.
Absolutely.
How nice is that? It's always strange when you kind of realise that people really are actually listening all over the world.
Yeah.
Even though I know it, like in numbers, it's a really strange thing.
Yeah.
I think it's like 203 countries and territories.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And really randomly, the last couple of months, I've started trending in Dublin.
Yeah.
So city-wise, it's normally Sydney, Melbourne, then London.
Yeah.
And yeah, for some reason, Dublin. So if you're in Dublin, hello, Dublin people. Welcome to the ADHD family. I don't know why we're trending now. Maybe it's because I just got my Irish passport. I'm an Irish citizen, peeps.
You are.
Maybe we need to move to Dublin.
Maybe, yeah.
But you know what? In all seriousness, I really would like to do a show in Dublin.
Yeah.
I've never got over there. And the main reason being that I just don't understand how to organise it, because there are different rules with Europe and stuff.
So it's European.
But if anybody is listening in Dublin and you have a venue, or you have a friend who has a venue, get in touch, because I really would love to do a Dublin show so much.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, really would.
Now we are on to Discord.
Oh, so these are Discord. So these are from the Patreon peer support community members. And so these are going to be read anonymously. I didn't check what I was putting in the wash. And when I saw it spinning around with a hairbrush, hand cream, face cream, and my glasses.
Wow.
Thankfully, everything was fine. This isn't the first time this has happened. My Fitbit also ended up in the wash before, though thankfully it was okay too. I also went to work recently with 2 pairs of pants on because I was sleepy and not thinking when I got ready that I must have went into the drawer twice when I was getting ready. I didn't notice till I went to go pee at work. Double pants for the win.
Didn't I have a pair of pants in my jeans that time?
You had a bulge in your trousers.
I had a bulge in my trousers. It was a big thing. There's loads of people in the room. It was like a session on something, and yeah, it was a pair of pants that had got
yesterday's pants
stuck in the leg or something. Anyway.
Moving on.
Have been in moving house hell for about 6 weeks. Friday was final day and had to hand back keys, though I'd done a good job and cleaners had too. Landlady disagrees. Whatever. Decided to prepare car for tip visit tomorrow. Was well chuffed I got everything in to find I'd lost my car key in the process. Spent well over an hour searching through car, house, fridge, oven, shed, etc. because how the fuck have I lost the key? Emptied car again, no key. Emptied boxes from car and house, no key. Eventually took bin bag, destined the tip to back garden, emptied contents into a box. There was the key. And lip balm, because obviously when you're clearing out your car and house to go to the tip, you just chuck your key in for shits and giggles. On the Sunday, like, oh no, it's horrendous, isn't it?
Fuck my actual life, she says. Bless you. Was working at admin, put the podcast on to keep me company, did some boring tasks, made a cuppa, had a vague sense of missing something and checked my phone, was due to be an important meeting 20 minutes ago.
Brilliant. I have washed my husband's driving licence. I just read that. I have washed my husband several times. I have washed my husband's driving licence several times because he's a nurse, and I've also washed several pens with his white uniform.
Oh no! My bathroom did its thing again last night. So this person's bathroom is like a magical portal where time does not exist.
Yeah.
I went into it for a few minutes and came out to find 2 hours had passed.
I've lost count of the amount of times my partner has stopped me leaving to tell me to blend my makeup as I have concealer lines and dots all over my face. Makes me wonder how often I've done it when he wasn't there.
Somebody else commented after that, I'm such a forgetful blender. A forgetful blender, I love it. Opened a bag of crisps whilst unpacking shopping. I can multitask, so started to put things away with my right hand and reached for crisps with my left hand and promptly started to chew on the crisp packet.
Very good. Told a hand dryer to fuck off today because it was annoying me. Is swearing at inanimate objects an ADHD thing, or do mentees do this too?
And somebody's replied, not sure, but I called my quilt a dickhead. Yeah. I don't know if this counts, but I just randomly yelled, "You're a bellend," really loud at my partner, and it was the exact second that they picked up a video call from their boss.
You're a bellend! Went to get some curtain hooks, and whilst I was looking for them, picked a few other things up. Couldn't find the hook, so decided to leave the other things as I couldn't face the queue. Got to the door and couldn't find my phone. Went back to where I put the other stuff down. There was my phone sitting on the shelf. Yeah.
Taking 7.5 years to request that the IT department at work change everything to my actual real surname and not the one that I was using on my CV as an experiment when I got the job. 7 years! 7 years. This is me, actually. So in it was an episode from about this time last year, but then again mentioned in the Twixmas special, is that Kim has the brilliant alarm that says take the stuffing out.
Oh, yes.
From Christmas.
Yeah.
And on this day, I topped it with my favourite ridiculous alarm story, take the stuffing out, but I think I've topped it. Anyone have any idea what the actual F this could possibly mean? And my alarm said wizard box.
Wizard box. No, nothing in our life.
Wizard box, 803.
803. Oh, darling. It's 8:02. Don't forget the wizard box at 8:03. Had my foot run over by a mobility scooter because I was too busy walking and scrolling Instagram.
I just cut my fingernails and thought, that was fast. While I put the clipper away and went on with doing something else in the black hole of time and space that is my bathroom, a few minutes later I look at uncut nails on my right hand and go, that's fine.
Spilled some instant coffee into the drawer with dividers and all the utensils. This was before Christmas. For some reason this morning I decided to say, no, I don't like that, and cleaned it all to forensic detail.
All or nothing.
Yeah. This evening I ordered 2 items on Amazon. I know it's evil, but it's convenient. To be delivered to me whilst I'm here. I forgot to change delivery address before I confirmed the order. Bugger, I managed to cancel it and reorder. I did the same bloody thing again and had to cancel the order again. I walked away from my phone at that point as I don't think my brain was ready for such a difficult task on a Sunday evening.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just now, I returned to my car after a quick trip to the department store, only to find it was still running. Apparently, I never turned it off, push the off button. When my cousin and I met serendipitously in the parking lot, we immediately began speaking, catching up. I just walked away, not giving it a second thought. Even with meds, I still do these things. But at least now I can recognise it's totally not my fault. New hybrid cars hardly make a noise. The impulsive trip to the store, the impromptu cousin meeting, and the language switch simply used up too much of my executive functioning skills. But hey, the car was still there, so it's a win.
It's a massive win.
Absolutely.
In a work meeting earlier, I forgot the word honeymoon and said, yeah, she's going on that long holiday going after you get married. I do like those ones when people replace a commonly used word with a kind of long description of what it actually is.
Lost my car on the first day of university, massive car park and black Fiesta. Every second car is one. Second day I thought I would be clever. I parked it next to a white car and thought I'd remember. Then it dawned on me, the other car could leave before me.
Jesus wept. I went for a health checkup this morning. She did all the things and asked if, along with cholesterol, I could have my Vit D, B12, ferritin and folate checked. She said she'd find out and messaged me to confirm, but it should be fine. We chatted about some other stuff and then I left. As I walked through reception, I thought I'd be organised and book my blood test on the way out, checking with the receptionist that it was all right if I didn't have confirmation yet, which is exactly why we were being tested. A couple of hours later, I'm telling my mum about the appointment that I'd booked into my blood's done, and she looked at me like I was mad. Didn't they take your blood today, though? And pointed the cotton wool stuck on my arm where the nurse took my blood 5 minutes before I went and booked an appointment for them to take my blood. When I called Scans and explained to the receptionist what happened, because at this point, why not overshare? She burst out laughing and said, is that so-and-so? I mean, yes.
Oh, bless. I love it.
Me. Just forgot how to spell my job title on the work form.
I woke up this morning and eventually tried to brush my hair. Since I gave up smoking, I've taken up lollipop sucking. Good job too, as falling asleep sucking lollipops may be problematic to my hair, but at least I'm alive and kicking.
Oh, no.
And there's a picture with a lollipop stuck in the hair.
Oh no. Had cancel unused subscriptions in my to-do list for over a year. Just gone through and added up the ones I can find. There's probably still more. 20 subscriptions for stuff I've never used or needed. £130 a month. Wow.
Oh, wow. Thanks to body doubling and brain magic this morning, I've cleaned my shower and I feel like a legend, you are. And I've been walking around the flat singing, and when a hero comes along, because I'm fucking chuffed. These wins be life. Hell yes. Body doubling really is brain magic.
Yeah.
So we've got several winners. Got into bed for a quick power nap after work, and after a while I said to myself, I best turn that TV off as the chatter is stopping me falling asleep, only to realise the TV wasn't on and it was my own mind chatter that I could hear. Hard relate. So that was the runner-up, and this is the winner. From Foxtag. I woke up this morning in my soft bed with my watch detecting a hard fall and calling emergency services. In my sleepy state, I panicked and kept shouting, "It was an accident!" over and over again, thinking this made sense, and then hung up. Upon reflecting on this was not the best choice of words to the emergency services, who called back 5 minutes later to state that they were dispatching police and to ask what other services I needed. I then proceeded to explain my watch had malfunctioned and it was a mistake, not using the word accident again. Dispatcher then asked for my name, and in my panic, I stumbled over the question. Due to changing my name due to marriage, she continued to clarify if I did in fact need services due to stumbling on easy questions such as my own name. Yeah. What a fun morning. Do not recommend those watches.
Bloody hell.
What I've just read from the Discord community, there is a channel called Most ADHD Things for them to use anytime they like. And I eventually got round to updating Discord, which has been a mission that spanned several months. We've got there. It is streamlined. It is easier to use. My most ADHD thing of that week was deleting the Most ADHD Thing channel. You couldn't make it up.
No, you couldn't.
It's kind of a most ADHD thing. But like I said, you know, we're griefy AF. We've had a really tough time. We lost my mum. And we lost a couple of other people in your life as well these last few months. So it's been really hard times. And we've been trying to keep our spirits up, but also grieve so that we can get through it and not be really depressed. If you are grieving, you are not alone. There's a list of resources for support in this episode. And there is an episode dedicated to grief a couple of episodes back. But Big was feeling a bit down. And I remembered that as a teenager, he really loved roller skating. So I spent a good week trying to persuade him to get rollerblades, and he has, and he's been rollerblading all over this island.
I have.
A 6'8" man on roller skates. You're about 6'10" in him.
Yeah.
Having a lovely old time
Pretty
skating.
big and really fast.
So roller skating for the win. There you go, grief hack. Roller skates.
Yeah, what was your most ADHD thing?
The one that's really got me is my logic. So recently I said in the episode about Mum that I was really sad to have worked on the charity for so long and for her to have just missed it, basically.
Yeah.
So I didn't want, on top of that, to further gatekeep support from people when they've likely had support gatekept from them. So I wanted to crack on with the Chazza, get the charity up and running. But at the same time, we've also got the big ADHD fundraiser that Darren and Claire have included us in alongside ADHD Adult UK this year. So that needs to be up and running because that needs to go. So there's lots of things that need to happen all at once. And in my logic, I was just like, well, I'll just get it done. Because if I just get it all done, then I can have a break. And actually didn't realise that I put myself in a position where I had an episode, a fundraiser, and the first ever peer support group on one day.
Yeah.
Literally just turn around and go, how did I get here?
Yeah.
How did I do this to myself? Tearing my hair out, so anxious I can barely breathe, so many things needing to happen all at once. But they've all gone out. And I'm so, so pleased that they have. I'm so grateful to Kirsty. I'm so grateful to all of the legends that came to the first peer support group in Aberdeen. I'm so grateful for all of the support with the charity episodes. If you've not had a listen already, please do. Just a reminder, the charity was inspired by this podcast, but is an entirely separate entity. Yeah. So I'll use this podcast to promote and fundraise for it and let people know about where peer support groups are happening, to rally up troops for volunteers. If you want to facilitate a group in your area, then get in touch on adhdfplus.org.uk. And there are many more groups coming up next month. So alongside the second Aberdeen group, there will be a London group, an Edinburgh group, possibly more next month as well, but I'll let you know on here, as well as on adhdfplus.org.uk. And then there will be many more to come as the months roll out. But I'm so excited, I'm so grateful, and to be honest, I'm a little bit exhausted. And I woke up today feeling very, very griefy because I think within all of it, there wasn't time to grieve. So I haven't purposely filled my time to avoid grief, but everything happened at once. And so I just had to focus. And then today I've been a bit down. So I'm really glad that we got this opportunity to have a giggle.
Yes.
Because, you know, you have got to have some nice times as well. It can't all be grief. But in any case, two things that are related to this ridiculous week that I wanted to share. First of all, to do with impulsivity. Now, I really hope that I won't offend him by saying this, but I absolutely have to say it because you don't know how much I try and hold it in every single time. So I've been working with Darren on the big ADHD fundraiser behind the scenes for months on end. We've been in touch. So I am I'm a massive Hun, hence the leopard print. I'm a massive fan of the Queen of Huns, Gemma Collins, the GC.
The JC.
And every single time Darren's name pops up on my phone, I want to scream aloud, I'm claustrophobic, Darren! Every time it comes into my head. So sorry, Darren, I had to do it. I've been holding that in for months.
Claustrophobic,
I'm claustrophobic, Darren!
Respect.
But yeah, I do show much respect to Darren because Darren has raised so much money for ADHD Adult UK. Last year was ADHD Liberty, and this year it's ADHD Adult UK and ADHD AF Plus charity. I'm so grateful to Darren, Claire, Beth, Kirsty, all of the team, all of the people that get signed up, and I just am so excited that they're doing it in leopard print.
Yeah.
In homage to the leopard print army who have kept this podcast going for, it will be 3 years in May.
Yeah.
What has been learned in that space has been the inspiration behind the charity. So thank you very much for paying homage to our leopard print army. And you can wear any colour leopard print you like. There's a whole host of different shirts for the big ADHD fundraiser you can pick. If you would like to register interest, you can do so via the link in the show notes. If you would like to donate, we would be so grateful to raise some funds to get our charity up and running and for the incredible work that ADHD Adult UK are doing. I have one more. So my most ADHD thing of this week is that the wonderful Rosie Turner asked me on her podcast, or so I thought. I didn't read the fine print because I was too busy multitasking and being stressed about all the things that needed to happen whilst grieving. I didn't realise that I was in fact signing up to a panel on LinkedIn Live.
Yeah.
I hate LinkedIn. And I was in no fit state to be live. Do you know what it is? It's not that I hate LinkedIn. Not only am I oversaturated with social media, but when we first started out, it was kind of told to me that LinkedIn was a professional space. So actually, I probably wasn't the person that needed to set up a LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that kind of had my imposter syndrome on overdrive, not even realising it's been nearly 3 years in this space and I absolutely should have a LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But it's live, but also a panel because I kind of hate anything that feels a bit like that.
Yeah.
That's why this podcast is still so chaotic and not very totes profesh, because I hate it. No offence to any other podcast, but when you're watching back podcasts, again, using the phrase watching, and it's set up like a living room, it feels like, well, I'm not Lorraine Kelly. I don't want to do a Lorraine show. I want to sit in my kitchen and talk nonsense. So I felt really uncomfortable about it. But then I saw the lineup. And the lineup was so legendary with three of my absolute favourite people, Abigail Ajay, Rosie Turner, and Sarah Templeton.
Yeah.
And so I was like, do you know what? Let's have it. So we were live on LinkedIn yesterday. I will put the link to watch it in the blurb because it really was a fantastic conversation with some incredible people for International Women's Day. So thank you, Rosie, for inviting me, and thank you for ADHD for not reading the fine print.
Yeah.
Or I'd have never done it. No, I would have done. Thank you very much. So have a watch of that. In Auditory Processing Corner this week, I misheard current partner for chiropractor, which made an episode of maths particularly confusing.
Yeah.
I wanted to end on this one because I actually share it, and it's once again where myself and a fellow auditory processing dyspraxic ADHD I've done exactly the same thing again. So ADHD Coaching with Olivia, who does the accountability squads on the peer support community membership, she says, despite being fully around when the song was released, it was this month that I realised that the line in Robbie Williams' Rock DJ is not Grandpa Joe, can you hear me? It's ground control, do you feel me?
Grandpa Joe, can you hear me?
And the most ridiculous part is I've been singing that for 20 years as well.
Have you?
Grandpa Joe, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
And on that note, I'm going to leave you in peace. Thank you so much for listening wherever you are in the world. Please remember, drop the shame. Let's have a giggle. Lean into the community. Please head to the show notes to find out more about the big ADHD fundraiser. You are invited to join the cycling crew who are cycling 288 miles through Scotland, England and Wales, not just in homage to our Leopard Print Army, but to the start of our peer support groups, which are going to be all over Scotland, England and Wales. And they are helping fundraise for the charity to get us up and running. So check that out, register interest, and you can donate there. And thank you to our Darren.
Darren.
I'm claustrophobic,
Darren.
That'll do.
Yeah, I mean, that maybe it's worth mentioning that you should probably check your armoire knobs. I just think it's good practice. So if you got a jewellery armoire, just check your knobs, guys. All right. Cheers.
Stop it.